COVID. Well, water.
So. Tomorrow.
Listen, man, I can tell you. Listen, man, I can tell you.
Shalom Israel, just trying to locate this article. We're waiting for one moment. Slovakia. Man, I should have saved it. All right, I'll find it. More thing. Did you hear what Kevin Hart said about the baby recently? And how everybody going at the baby? Let's see.
Talking about leaving alone or something like that?
It was more to it. It was like all right. Let me see if it's on there. Slovakia. And I'll just try to say it as best as possible. I thought I saved it, but I guess it's not Kevin Hart. Somebody made a statement on how, okay, you heard about the baby recently, right? Where his statements at the concert. Yeah, his statements at the concert down there in Lollapalooza or whatever. And, you know, the homosexual community, LGBTQ community got upset, and people who not LGBTQ, but, you know, of course, they're going to go ahead and defend it and get upset with it. Shit. That was something heavy what he said, what the person said, though. I don't know who said it, because it can't be Kevin Hart. Okay, I finally found it. All right. And I'm going to say it verbatim. This statement, right? This is heavy. This was deep. Because the baby made that statement. Now, this is the law class. Right? The baby made the statement about, shout out to those that's not blowing any rods. I'm paraphrasing. Blowing any rods in the parking lot. I don't get why that would be such a big thing. You know? I don't get why everybody would be offended with that. Why would people be offended with that? I'm not understanding. Okay? And, which is just crazy because nobody really truly believes in being tolerant, and let everybody be free to what they want to believe in. That's not true at all. Because if you don't believe in what the masses believe in, then you're an outcast, or you're wrong, or you're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't agree with the LGBTQ community or the gay agenda, then you're wrong. You know, if you don't agree with voting, then you're wrong. If you don't agree with Christmas, if you don't agree with integration, you're wrong. You don't agree with this or that in this society, you're automatically labeled as being wrong. Okay? So it doesn't make it as if like everybody is trying to force and trying to say, you know, we're open, we're tolerant, which is a damn lie, because nobody's open and tolerant. In fact, everybody believes in the nonsense and the trash about how it has to be a particular way. And if it's not that way, then you're in the wrong. Okay? That's one thing about the law and us in this truth in the Isupk. That makes us strong. Right? You're automatically labeled as being wrong. Salaki. I have to keep refreshing because some reason, if you got any questions or comments, go ahead and pop them into the chats, all right? I'll just try to keep refreshing if you have a question or a comment. All right. But this was a statement that was like so heavy because he made that statement about the LGBTQ community. And then he made the statement, he said, shout out to all the women, if your box, I'm trying to use different terms, smells like water. And Madonna got upset, and some feminist movement got upset and called him a misogynist and said that he's wrong because he's forcing women or making it feel like women have to have a clean vagina. I'm like, what? Like this? That was just crazy to me. I ain't really grasped that one. I don't even know where they're coming from with that argument because women talk about their vagina smelling like water, basically saying that their vagina is clean. Okay, so if a man can't even have his opinion on wanting to be with a woman that has a clean vagina. We totally lost. Okay? But this was the statement that I was like, damn, let me bring this out in class. Rappers call black women bitches and hoes, another hit record. Slacking. Rap about killing black people, sell 1 million copies. Say something about LGBT, whites, Asians, or Jews, you're on your knees apologizing. That's racism 101. You're on a plantation. That's crazy. I'm going to check and see if the baby's the one that said that. I highly doubt the baby said that, though. I'm going to see if the baby said that. If he's the one that said that. Oh, he came out and apologized. Okay. So I don't know who said that, but that was Evan. Whoever said that. Okay. And it goes and proves and shows that we are a different people. All right? We have our own culture. We can't keep our own culture, though. All right? We're allowing our culture to be pushed to the side. We're allowing black culture to be pushed to the side. Because I was listening to music the other day. Like, there is no way they would allow this music to be played in this time period. The music from the 90s, there is no way. You talking about homophobic remarks? That was part of growing up. It was always somebody checking you or you checking somebody on their masculinity. And you might use certain terms. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't even talk like that now. That is crazy. That's our culture. And our culture is being pushed away because that part of our culture was for us to embrace our masculinity. You know, to call somebody who does wrong, right, to equivalent them to a sodomite or somebody being a sodomite. It was looked down upon. Like, that's not good. That was part of our culture and something that we carry with us all throughout slavery, all throughout Jim Crow, all throughout segregation, civil rights, all throughout these time periods. We looked at that like, that's not us. That's not something that we should be proud of. You understand what I'm saying? But this culture now, today, has embraced it, and not only embraced it, but made us the image of it. Like, we the image of LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? Like, we the image of anything wicked. Using drugs, right? Cannabis or the new marijuana stores and shops and all this other stuff. Like, we become the face of everything the Bible says not to do. Breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, we became the face. And that was a manipulative trick that they used against us. And they've always used that against us. That's systematic racism. Like the person was saying, that's racism. How come we ain't have no big stance on, let's stop saying bitches, calling these women bitches just for no reason? You know, and we proliferated. Let's stop having naked women and booty and breast out. Let's stop that. How about we stop all that? How about we stop all this murdering and killing? There was no response. There's no response to a rapper making these type of records, and nobody comes out and says we shouldn't do that. But as soon as you talk about the LGBTQ community, I'm talking about old rappers coming out. Everybody coming out. saying, don't do that, don't do that. That's not good. That's not good. Even Chris Brown, who does music with him, he said, just shut your mouth, man. Go ahead and apologize. Just go shut your mouth, perform on stage. Don't offend nobody. And I'm saying it to people, and people not in the truth. And when I'm saying it to people not in the truth, and I was just talking about it, people was just like, yeah, but why he gotta say something? I'm like, why not? Isn't that hip hop? Isn't that rap? The voice of the streets, the voice of the hood. Every time you listen to an interview from an artist, a rap artist, a singer, anybody, they're always going to tell you is this is the greatest job because I can express myself to everybody. I can get it out so that everybody can hear this. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, why can't he just express himself the way he wants to express himself? I don't get why he can't just say, like, if the baby was up there and he said, shout out to all the Bloods. Shout out to all the Bloods. This set of Bloods, that set of Bloods. Shout out to y'all. Would anybody have said anything? Snoop is a Crip, right? Snoop is a Crip. All these other rappers is Crips. OT Genesis, Blueface this, Blue that. It's a whole bunch of Crips in the music industry. Where they have come out and said, yo, you offended us, man. You didn't shout us out. You only shouted out the Bloods. What's up? That's why last night, man, I felt a little piece of joy, like a little bit of still got something to hold on to. You know, the Locks versus the Dipset, and like you hearing them and you hearing the lyrics and you like, man, he can say that? This is crazy. We can talk like this? We can talk like this on the internet? This is crazy, man. And I felt like, damn, like, whew, that must be great, man, because we still got something compared to, yo, you can't say nothing. You can't even have your own opinion. You can't have your own opinion. Like, get on TV, be on TV, right? Let me get the laws then. Let's get the laws on homosexuality. The first one is in Leviticus. Say, for instance, you go on television. Oh, I remember. This one pops right in my head. What is that? Leviticus chapter 19.
18 to 22.
22, 18. Now, I'm not in support of the baby. All right. I'm not in support of him anyway, because he's on the stage. See, this is crazy to me. The baby was on the stage with strippers. Like, he having sex with a stripper in the bed. The baby has sex on stage. This dude has sex on stage, yo. This dude has sex on stage. Nobody says anything about that. He smokes weed on stage. He has sex on stage. And nobody says anything about that. I ain't gonna stress it. Go ahead and read that for me out.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
Read it one more time.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
Keep going. I think it's more to it, right?
It's like, neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith.
No. It doesn't say surely they should be put to death. Their blood should be upon them.
It's like,
That's the other one.
28:18, I believe.
Okay, read that one more time. Which one is it? 18 and what?
18 and 22.
Okay, read it one more time.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
It is an abomination. It is abomination, right? All right, go to the next one. Verse 13. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Now that's the law. Okay. And like I said, I'm not in support of the baby or whatever, or his lyrics or what he stands for. And of course he doesn't have any integrity because they go ahead and tell him he needs to apologize after he said he wasn't going to apologize. And then he goes ahead and apologizes, of course, because he want to make sure he can make his money. All right. But it was crazy that he said what he said at the same time. He said, shout out to those that don't have HIV/AIDS. They're not going to die in the next couple of weeks. So he's saying that at the same time when he's talking about shout out to real niggas that ain't sucking penis up in the parking lot. Wow. Genuine was on this TV show, like some type of reality TV show, and he's sitting next to a transsexual. Okay? And Genuine is asked why, if he's attracted to transsexuals. And in today's society, every man has to be attracted to a transsexual. Right? If you're attracted to a woman, then you're supposed to be attracted to a transsexual. Okay? In today's society. Because they consider themselves to be women. And you have to identify them as women.
It's a choice too. Like I would choose not to. Like if that don't make me scared.
You would go out with a woman. Yes, of course. So you wouldn't go out with a transsexual.
No.
The fact Genuine here, is happy to go with women, but he's not happy. Yeah, but he's happy to go with women, but he's not happy to go out. On you. I'm just saying he wouldn't feel comfortable going with what is termed he wouldn't feel comfortable going with me. If you're in my situation and you were trying to date, there is an extremely narrow band.
You're saying you're
And
not
from
gay,
my
you're not gay.
experience, I'm not gay, but I've tried I'm just a woman, okay? So on that score, you would date me, wouldn't you?
Not if you told me you was
No, I'm not telling you I'm trans. I'm a woman.
A
So
woman,
you,
yeah.
you would date me then.
Woman, yeah.
Go on, let's have a kiss. Go on, let's have a kiss.
Now, this is old too. It's 3 years old. I remember when that first came out, and Commander General Yohana brought that out. Now, what was that? Huh? What should have happened? What should have happened?
It's like, in regards to his
Legally, what should have happened? I know. I just said it, but what should have happened?
for Genuine,
Mm-hmm. Legally, what should happen?
it's like maybe I missed the part. But you're talking about like
That's sexual harassment,
right,
yo.
yeah, the harassment.
That's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
He put his arms around Genuine and pulled him close to him. Governor Cuomo of New York State is getting ready to get impeached. Is getting ready to get impeached, right? Because they did this investigation because all these allegations came out of sexual harassment, sexual assault. He touched this woman. He touched that woman. He said this to that woman. He said that to that woman. That's sexual harassment right there to that black man.
Yeah.
But they would never, no one would ever arrest somebody doing something like that to a black man. Right?
Right.
But they should because it's the law, right?
Yeah.
That's sexual harassment. That's assault. No, you're trying to force, basically, he was trying to force Genuine into liking him.
Yeah.
He straight up said, if I was a woman, then you would like me? So you don't like me because I'm a trans, but I identify as a woman? He said, I don't like men. I only like women. Oh, but I'm not gay. That's why they did the slow-mo of his facial reaction. Like, what are you talking about? You're not gay.
But you're a woman.
So, but then he puts his hands around him, grabs around his neck. Genuine would have been in every right to physically defend himself and hit that person. He could have punched that man dead in his face, and he would have been in his right. But if he would have punched that man in his face, what would have happened to Genuine? He would have been the one locked up.
It's like he would have got hit with
A hate crime.
God.
Yep. Not only would he have been locked up, he would have been charged with a hate crime. I don't know their crimes. This was in the United Kingdom. I don't know their crimes over there, but I know they're probably similar to the ones over here.
It's like you can't even say like gay. I believe in the UK, you can't say necessarily. You can't say I believe homosexual. So
You can't say that here.
God.
Yeah. You can't say that here. You can say gay now, but for the longest, you had to say something else. And I'm using the scientific term for educational purposes. You would say homosexual because that was the scientific term for the person. Homosexual, meaning
Same.
liking of the same sex. One, homo, right? Okay, one gender, or the one of kind. So, but now it's like that's wrong to say, you have to say gay like you're saying. But anyway, that's just crazy that nobody cares. Nobody cares about the number of abortions that sisters are having. Nobody cares about the rape and the sexual provocativeness and the sexual perversion that's going on amongst our people. Nobody cares anything about that. Nobody says anything about that, about the murder and the gang. Like, gangs is commercialized now. It's all a commercial. This gang banging stuff, it's just a commercial. Like, you say you were the gang, and now you are definitely getting a record contract. You know what I'm saying? Now your record definitely getting played because you're part of a gang. It's commercialized, like, through the music industry. So gang banging and drug dealing, nobody says, yo, we got to stop this. We got to stop this drug use and this gang banging. What's the cat name? Juice WRLD. Right? No, his songs was all about drugs. And he goes and murders himself. Right? Nobody's saying, damn, maybe we should stop doing all this drug stuff. Maybe it hurt that brother. Maybe that's what led him to doing what he did. Right? Nobody says that, though. Nobody says that. Maybe we should stop making songs about robbing niggas and robbing them. If I ain't got it, I'm going to take it from you. Rob. Extension, what's his name? Extension. Got robbed and murdered. Pop Smoke. Home invasion. Like, it's like, but that's what the music is. But nobody says anything against it or about it. And Gentleman Hyman brought it out a couple months back, maybe even further than that. He's like, black people don't make black people music anymore. And I heard one song too, by Trippie Redd. I know I'm dropping all these new names. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is what I used to go to school with when I went to private school. With all these Edomites. They talked about popping all these pills and depression. My anxiety. You would think you was listening to an Edomite. Straight up. You listen to their songs. Because I wasn't a fan of Eminem. I don't care. I'm still not a fan of Eminem. Because I was like, how can we relate to that? He talked about popping pills and, you know, my anxiety, depression, all that crazy stuff to where it's like, man, no, we don't talk like that. Go ahead.
So like I said, the sad thing is that it all goes back to the programming that they do, you know what I'm saying, in the school system. You know, that unification aspect that they're doing, you know what I'm saying, for us to love everybody, right? Okay, listen. Oh, he has a mental illness. So now, you know what I'm saying, we all have mental illnesses. Now, you know what I'm saying, black people don't speak about their mental illness. Now we're artists, you know what I'm saying, doing songs about, you know, mental illness. And the sad thing is that the labels that they're doing it is just making us more, I'm just saying straight up, effeminate, you know what I'm saying, and less able to, you know, stand up for ourselves and really face the issues head on. We're now take Oxycontin and all these other, you know, what are they called, opioids, you know what I'm saying, and popping pills and everything else to deal with everyday normal situations.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what I'm saying, is like, nah, like, yo, I just lost my job, you know what I'm saying, you know, my uncle just got murdered, of course, though. You know, my baby's in the hospital right now, and I just got evicted. Like, that's some abnormal stuff to be dealing with. But you wake up late, you know what I'm saying, and you know, your outfit doesn't look right, or somebody didn't like your Instagram post, and suddenly, you know, you have a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Like, all the things that they've been pushing, you know what I'm saying, from a psychological standpoint onto us to label our children as being this and being that has now flowed over, you know what I'm saying, to the media, and now, you know, it's just...
You see where the connect is.
Okay.
Like, okay. And it's sad But you were saying abnormal, but we do deal with that every day.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But the connect was the integration.
God.
Okay, like what I was saying about the 90s. Okay. White people were still buying. White people were buying the hip hop and the rap music because they wanted an adventure. They wanted to hear something different. Okay, so that's what it was in the 80s and in the 90s. And our culture was just like that. The 80s and the 90s, to where we still had this segregation, and we still segregated. But what happened was with the marketing of our culture, they capitalized off of it. But now these Edomites are sitting there going, I can't really relate. The only person that they could relate to was Eminem. And that's why he's the largest selling hip hop artist or rap artist. Because all the Edomites are going to buy his record 2, 3, 4 times over. You know what I'm saying? To where they have the money. We don't have the money to buy these records like that. So, like you were saying, with the industry, with the owners of all these, of entertainment, owners of sports, owners of all these things, they capitalized and started to instill in us, like, you gotta say this, because their children and their people gotta stay hooked on it, but also they make sure that, okay, I'm trying to find, like, I've never found the source of it, but it has to be true. When we got off the slave ships, right? While we were enslaved in chains, did they feed us? They didn't feed us just all the leftover chicken. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't feed us just all the leftover beef and cattle. They made sure that we ate pig.
Yeah.
Because they know what. And even if they don't really know it, there's a spirit behind it. Go ahead.
Kind of slightly, that you know, that wasn't something that we were supposed to do. It wasn't for us, of course. Even to the way that they would mix it in together, you know, into the troughs, of course. So it make us, you know, consume it that way as well.
Yes. That we wouldn't follow the laws, like the Lord class. So, and what's going on right now, and our people don't see it, is that Edomites are taking a moral stance against us. Right? They're taking a moral stance against us. Or they're feeling like, when they say they want to make America great again, or they want to keep America the way it is, or the good old boys, and what they're saying is that black people are not just bringing in, not just fighting as black people, but they're bringing in, and shout out to Captain Soccer Ward. He said this last year, I think, and it was so heavy. And I wish I gotta find his video on it again. That they're making us not just criminals of the law of America, but they're making us the criminals against the Bible. Like, we are the people against the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like the Republicans and the alt-rights and all these, they are taking, and the liberals are doing it. They are the ones that's working it, while the Republicans are proliferating it, and they're illustrating it and showing it, while the liberals, the hippies, the Democrats, white people, right, they're pulling us to be their image for wickedness. So since we're that image, they know we won't have any strength. Go ahead, Doc.
It's like it's like a question somebody asked me. They said the question was like, you deal with our sisters, of course, and you see how they are, but you won't deal with a white woman.
What do you mean? What was the question like?
So it was just like, you won't deal with someone not of your people. You won't deal
You
with
won't date them?
right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But look at how our own people treat us. How they treat you, of course.
Mhm.
Right? You got all the nonsense that come along with it. But because you are so you're pro, you know what I'm saying, for your own people, you're being mistreated by your own people.
Right.
Why do you have to have so much? Why do you have to be so against going outside? You know what I'm saying? Where you can be treated better. Like the way that they took that same approach with Genuine, was like, yo, you date women, right? Well, I'm a woman. If I didn't tell you basically, you know what I'm saying, that I was a trans, you wouldn't date me? So the same thing is just like, why won't you, you know what I'm saying, date a white woman or a Chinese woman? Why do I gotta be wrong for, you know, just sticking to my own or sticking to my preference?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, you know what I'm saying, that they're pushing, of course, though, you know, for us to, as you said, you're wrong, you know what I'm saying, for discriminating. Like, you're wrong for having your own preference. Your preference shouldn't be, well, I can't date a white woman. Your preference is, well, I should consider it, versus it's not something that's even an option or even on the table.
Right. Absolutely. You know, they want to make sure that there's a spirit. Okay. Get that for me. We fight not against flesh and blood.
Romans chapter 12.
I don't think that's it. I think we fight not against flesh and blood. I think that might be Corinthians.
Yeah. So yeah.
What is it?
Ephesians chapter 2,
Ephesians.
verse 12.
Ephesians what?
6 and 12.
Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
All right. So since it's a spiritual battle, it's a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual thing that we're fighting against. This brother, when he made that comment, or when Genuine makes his comment, it's a spiritual thing, right? And everybody's looking at it as a physical thing, but it's a spiritual thing behind it. And you can only connect spiritually with the Most High by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Because if we don't have the law, statutes, and commandments, we have no life. And that's what's wrong with us as a people. We're a dead people because we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. We want to take after the cultures of the other nations. All right? Even when we know something is wrong. That right there in and of itself tells us and shows us that, damn, like I can't even say what I want to say. I can't speak how I want to speak. Like I was saying in the previous class. It's coming to a point to where black people can't use the N-word. Black people can't say, yo, what's up, my nigga? Like we won't be able to say that pretty soon. And black people are going to be pushing for it. Black people don't know that they're pushing for it with this democratic, politically correct trash. Like, I watch The Breakfast Club, right? If I'm watching The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne and Envy will play around like homosexual, like little jokes and innuendos toward each other all the time. But if somebody says, yo, I'm not gay, I don't like this stuff, or F you, you know what I'm saying? This and this and this and that. Like, you can't play that record, or you can't be aggressive like that. You can't. Yo, it's just crazy. It's like they're wiping out our culture because our culture has some type of connection with our God, with the law, statutes, and commandments. Like we had some type of connection towards it before. But slowly and surely, it's just deteriorating and deteriorating. Our people are just like so involved. It's coming to a point where women just gonna walk down the street naked. It's coming to a point where sodomites is going to call the cops on you if you don't kiss them like that. If you don't holler at them, they gonna cancel you and talk about you. Like you just can't have your own opinion. They gonna be like, why not? Why not have sex with a man? Why not? Why? You should. That's how the society is. And it's like, damn, I thought this was the land of the free. I thought you can say whatever you want. You can, as long as it is you going against the law, statutes, and commandments. If you destroying your people. The baby got a whole bunch of songs about guns and shooting niggas. Not once did anybody say, hey, the baby, calm down, man. Why you want to shoot everybody? Why you just talking about shooting somebody, man? You just want to murder everybody? Got tons of songs. Megan Thee Stallion's upset with him because he brought Tory Lanez out on stage. Right? But he got tons of songs with Megan Thee Stallion talking all sexual perversion. Nobody says anything. In fact, Maxine Waters, I showed it. Maxine Waters has got to be one of our civil rights leaders, one of our sisters, one of the longest sitting congresswomen in the United States Congress. And it's a sister from California, from Los Angeles, who used to battle against Edomites. Used to fight and march for black people. She got up there and applauded Megan Thee Stallion for women's liberation. You should be sexually liberated. Wow. Wow. But it's the law and which keeps us strong in our fight spiritually. Read that one more time, Mark.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
This thing is serious, man. We don't understand as a people how serious this is. Like, this thing is serious. This is an attack on us as a people. This is a straight attack on us as a people, man.
So that's the Green Brothers?
Nah. I guess that's homosexuals or trans.
So you said they're ex.
It's just not that easy.
Huh?
You said ex-homosexuals?
I said, I guess this is a homosexual.
Oh.
I'm not certain about that. Might be, I don't know. That's obvious. That's a transsexual. But listen what the transsexual saying.
See, and I think it's just not that easy. I think all the unspoken things that you can read into both those responses there illustrate my case 100% genuine here. No need to my
That's my preference. She said what I did.
I'm a woman.
That doesn't mean I don't like her or
You see how the culture has diminished from us? The masculinity. Black men used to be proud to be masculine. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Genuine is effeminate in this whole thing. Like, even though he's going against it, he's still soft.
God.
He's still, but that's my preference. Ooh, but wait, that don't mean I don't like you. It used to be it used to be known on the planet that the black man was nothing to play with. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people used to be afraid. You couldn't talk about homosexuality to black men because they would just be straight up, nah, this and this and this. And you try to play around, it'd be a fight because there's a history between it and us in slavery where they would break the buck, where they would rape men. And they force us into homosexuality or gay or whatever they want to call it. They force us into this. Just like now. They want to force us into it. Lil Nas X did a video. His latest song is a video of him going to prison. He gets sentenced to prison. He goes to prison and he puts on a pink jumpsuit. Everybody in the prison is wearing a pink jumpsuit. Everybody in the prison is homosexual. Right? He lays down in his bed. As soon as he gets in the cell, he lays down in the bed, and they got another man twerking on top of his face in the prison. Then there's a shower scene where everybody's naked in the shower. Why are you promoting rape? Why are they promoting rape, huh? Yo, they are promoting rape. They straight up promoting rape. I'm watching the whole investigation yesterday. I'm watching it on television for Governor Cuomo. I'm watching it, and I'm watching the different statements that these women are coming out with. This, and this. One woman said, he said I had a spider on my shirt, and he brushed between my shoulder and my breast as if he was brushing off a bug, but there was no bug there. I said, yo! But they got Lil Nas X and the shower prison scene. You're promoting that? Go ahead, huh?
It's like you. What I was going to ask was like, even like just the genuine aspect and other things. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, he's in a spot where if he says the wrong thing, of course, though, he gets that backlash for it, right? You know what I'm saying? So would it be because of the political correctness that's also forcing us, you know what I'm saying, as a tool, you know what I'm saying, that's forcing us to be more effeminate, you know what I'm saying, and
yes.
actually,
Yes. Absolutely. Because you had rappers who went against the baby, telling him, just don't say nothing. Basically telling him, politically correct. Just be politically correct. But it's to a point to where it's like, damn, what can you say that's not going to go against being politically correct? Black people can't use the N-word no more. Black people can't say coon anymore. We can't speak our own language. And the N-word, it became part of our own language to where they couldn't use it. But now, because everything is politically correct, because we done brought in the trans community and the gay community and the lesbian community, we done brought them in to where all we gotta say is, and the Edomites. You get what I'm saying? We brought them into the cookout. We brought white people in to where everything has to be said politically correct. Go ahead.
It's like, I was just thinking of like something, you know what I'm saying, from the university course. Because, you know, there's the stigmatism I'm saying about how violent we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you white ones, you can't walk into the hood. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk, you know what I'm saying, by this area. Like, there was a point in time, like, I would never see a white person, you know what I'm saying, walk through the neighborhood I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the bricks. So I found it strange when suddenly one day I saw, you know, a couple of Edomites walking through. It's just like, yo, what the hell going on here? It's like a scene out of a movie. It's like a scary movie. Like, they just walking through here like it ain't nothing. Like, so even in the sense of trying to overcome those stereotypes, I'm saying, has also kind of pushed us into that same thing.
It wasn't. It's always it's always they were in control of our culture.
Yeah.
So when they say in violent, like you said, don't go to, like you said, Syracuse University, right? When I was in West Virginia, I met a brother from Brooklyn who went to, what do they call it when you look at universities? He went to look at Syracuse University. And I met him down there and didn't know. Right, right. So, yeah, they called him up, come look at the school, blah, 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 blah. And I was at Marshall University in West Virginia. And that's where I was working, my slave. And he was down there playing football down there for them. He was going to play on the football team down there. But he's like, yo, you from Syracuse? I was like, yeah. He said when they gave him the tour of Syracuse University, he just said this to me. He was like, I'm gonna say something to you. I want to know if you know if you really from Syracuse, if you know about this. Don't go down that hill. I was like, oh, they told you that? He's like, yeah, they said don't go down that hill. I said, yeah, there's a hill that leads next to the Veterans Hospital. When you go to the dome, it's a straight up hill, right? With the stairs. And when you look down the stairs, he's like, yep, I was right in front of the dome. And I look down the stairs of the dome, and then there's this little hill that goes under that bridge, that highway. I said, yep, that's the projects down there. He said, yeah. They told me, don't go down there. They told a black man, don't go to the hood. Right. So they telling you not to go to the hood. And they put on this stereotype or this stigma of violence and violence and violence and violence. When they made that idea inside of our mind that it's a stereotype, it wasn't even like that. It was just something to break our masculinity or us being tough or just our culture or just us being with our people. It's not that. It's like when you talk to an Edomite about the hood. You talk to an Edomite about the hood, and they be on like, they be shaking. You talk about anxiety and whatever. They go through anxiety just talking about the hood. Like, oh my gosh! Like, because they listening to it in our rap music and all this stuff, and they really thinking, oh my goodness, and seeing it on the movies. Wow, this is crazy. And it's not, and you like, it's not that serious, man. It's all right. It's okay to walk. We walk down the street all the time. But it's a stereotype just to create, like you said, a political correctness, but to create in our mind that we have to get out of it. I brought this up about Bill Cosby. I used to love Bill Cosby. This is when I was a child. I didn't understand. And a lot of black people love Bill Cosby. And a lot of people will say, Bill Cosby, man, he brought us to the HBCUs. When he did the Cosby Show, it showed a different side of black people. You had a black doctor. You had a black lawyer. And I'm talking to somebody online about this. And since you had that dynamic, it broke all barriers and stereotypes and let black people know that you can make it. And as a child, I'm looking at it like, yeah, okay, I got it. But Bill Cosby didn't really do. He really wasn't for us. And then the person said, well, he did Different World. And when he did Different World, everybody started going back to HBCUs and going to HBCUs. There was a flood back into the HBCUs. So I go, okay. Now that I see it, I say, how come the show Rock wasn't pushed like Cosby? You ever seen Rock? You don't even know about Rock. That's crazy. People don't even know about the show Rock. There's a brother in Baltimore. Had his woman. They lived in Baltimore. He was a garbage man. She was a nurse. His brother was a musician, struggling musician that lived with him. He was taking care of his father. This is like, that's a black story. That's common to us. Something like that. You get what I'm saying? It's not that common that we got doctors and lawyers now in the 80s and 90s because we destroyed it. We didn't want it because we wanted to integrate, like Bill Cosby saying. And Bill Cosby pushed this to make us feel what? Comfortable to white people, presentable to white people. That was the whole objective of the Cosby Show. That was the whole objective of different world. Like when we go to HBCUs, that shit don't mean nothing. I'll be saying that. What does that mean? What is Howard and Hampton, Jackson, Bethune-Cookman, Grambling, Southern, Morgan? What does that have to do with the masses of us that just go to those universities and do what? Do what? You join a Greek fraternity or a sorority. You join some type of gang in college. That's just the gang in college where you're not embracing your culture. You're embracing Greek culture. You're embracing everything Greek in that culture. What are you doing? A step show? That's it. And then you take your knowledge, and where do y'all go? Do we go to a HBCU business? Do we go to black businesses? Do we build up black businesses? Do we build up black schools? Elementary schools and high schools? No, we don't. That goes back to them anyway. Right. Bill Cosby was a doctor. I'm not saying don't be a doctor and don't be a lawyer. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying don't go to HBCU. That's not what I'm saying. But it's not like as if it's as if it just was something that really just didn't do anything. It was just for show. It was for a political. It was for PC. It's for us to take that image away that we're so bad and so negative. When in fact we should be finding out what is our culture. You don't learn that in HBCUs. Captain Kahan always talks about it. Captain Kahan been to HBCUs and said, y'all need to get us in these HBCUs. They need to get ISUPK in the HBCUs. That's what they need. They need, I'm talking about black theology. I'm talking about black militancy. You need something like concrete and structure to focus on your people. Because you hear people say, oh, I went to the HBCU. It was black people everywhere. It was so great. So what? What is all these black people everywhere going to do? They're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They did like every college. They did sexual perversion. They did doing all types of drugs. They being all types of wicked, taking on cultures of other nations, but not of our own. Not of our own. And I'm not saying we shouldn't go push it back for HBCUs. We damn sure should. But I never see the HBCU back in the hood. My man was telling me he graduated from Howard. I'm like, yo, tell me the truth about Howard. Y'all can see it. When I did the interview with World Be Free, Brian Freeland, he said, yo, they don't want you to do anything outside of what they already have set up and established. He said they kicked Puff Daddy out. He said they kicked Puff Daddy out because Puff Daddy wanted to be creative. But they didn't. When Puff Daddy went to Howard, that was the late 80s, the early 90s. They didn't want no hip hop. They didn't want no rap. They didn't want no street stuff. So they like, yo, you got to get up out of here. You talking all this, and you never see them in the hood. And I was saying this the other day. I know I'm on a little rant, but I was just like, dang, all the social media that black people are in, how come HBCUs aren't pushed on social? How come they ain't really rocking on social media? You feel what I'm saying? How come they not? It's weird. It's like they're not trying to get black people to come to their schools. It's like they don't care. I'm like, I don't see no commercials. I don't see nothing. I don't see them in different hoods. Like, yo, we got to do this. I don't see the professors getting businesses in different hoods and nothing like that. I don't get it. It's not resonating with me. It's not showing any solution. It's not showing any substance. So Salakia, you had something. Go ahead.
Salakia,
anything, you know what I'm saying, a different world, you know what I'm saying, the Cosby's, even going off, you know what I'm saying, to the colleges and universities, has done nothing more really than promote segregation, you know what I'm saying, from us as a people. Because that integration aspect has been, look, you got to present yourself differently. You have to look differently. You have to act, you know what I'm saying, and present yourself.
Yo, we got to do this. So, like, go ahead.
To be presentable, you know what I'm saying, to others, of course. And then when it happens, you resent and start to kind of hate your own people at the same time. Oh, listen, white people always show up on time. White people always do this. White people do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to build things the way white people organize. You understand? And it creates a divide and separation from us as a people instead of, you know what I'm saying, bringing us closer together. As, you know.
Right. Right. And we got all of it right here. Like, to build up ourselves, we got it all right here in these laws, statutes, and commitments. Okay? All of it right here. There's another precept I wanted to grab. Give me Yahweh Shai, for in them you shall have life. Bring this up in Proverbs while you get that. For in them ye shall have life. Or ye shall know to have life, right? Yahweh Shai said that. Grab that for me. This is Proverbs chapter 28. Proverbs chapter 28. These are scriptures on the law. Verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Oh, man. That's hardcore. You got it up? Because I can find it. Just, give me, I'll pull it. You got it?
It's like in John chapter 5, verse 39, I believe.
Go ahead, read it. Search the scriptures, for in them you shall.
Oh, slide. Come. Yep, that's it.
Go ahead, read it.
John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them ye shall, it's like it, for in them ye think ye have eternal life.
That's right.
And they are which, it's like it, and they are which testify of me.
That's right. Read it again from the top.
John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures.
Search the scriptures. What are the scriptures? What are the scriptures? Because you know they're writing it now for the New Testament. So the scriptures that he's referring to, the laws, statutes, and commandments, the prophets, right? So when you search the scriptures, meaning you have what? What happens when you search the scriptures?
For in them ye think ye have eternal life.
You think you have eternal life. Eternal life resides in this book. You feel what I'm saying? This is what gives us life. This is what allows you to speak. I've always said that when you join the ISUPK, when I joined the ISUPK, you can truly be a black man. You can be who the Most High created you to be. Like, you can speak. These people, I gotta say sorry. I'm sorry. You mean to tell me, like, you can't even have your own opinion? Like, genuine saying, like, that's just my choice. Like, man, I can't have my own choice? I gotta like you? Like, you just forcing it like I just got to? That sounds like rape. Isn't that rape? Like, you just making me want to have sex with you. That's rape. That's emasculating. That's rape, man. That's taking away masculinity. And what happens when you take the strong man out of the house? You spoil all of his goods. When you take away masculinity, when you take away who it should be the law, give me Proverbs chapter 28, verse 4. Then you have no fight in life. We should represent our people as a whole and use this Bible as our representation, as our standard. Black people just have no clue. We have no standard. We have no morals. We have no integrity. We have no values. Why? Why? Because we don't believe in the law. We don't believe in this stuff. We ain't fighting for it. We fighting for voting. And it's getting on my nerves. I'm telling you, every morning I wake up and I just turn on my phone, right? We still voting? We still marching for voting? In Georgia, they're voting, they're marching right now for voting. I'm like, damn, it's 2021. We still marching for this? We still got black mayors now. We still have black politicians. Like we didn't come to a conclusion to go, this shit don't work. Salaki, excuse my language. This don't work. This ain't gonna work, man. How about we do this now? Okay. Like we even did that with religion, quote unquote. There was this big heavy push into Islam. Right? Because we said, this Christianity ain't working. This stuff ain't working. So we chose that. This drug ain't working. This drug ain't getting us high enough. This drug ain't making that much money. Let's go get the other drugs. I remember black people wouldn't touch pills. That was what? Pills? What? Swallow a bottle of pills? That was like something new. We used to say, we used to call people who swallowed a bottle of pills crackheads. We'd be like, yo, that's a crackhead right there. Now it's custom. We try everything new except saying all the things that we're doing that's wicked, and it's now turning back to the Bible, turning back to the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, truly turning back to Yahweh Shai Mashiach. We don't look at that like that's great. That's going to change and fix that. We rather believe in zodiac signs and astrology. We'd rather follow Pan-African and all this African, the ancestors, mumbo jumbo. All right? Go ahead. This is heavy. This is so heavy about the law. This is what sets Isupk different than everybody else. Because not only do we know it or believe it or teach it, this is something that we do. Go ahead. Verse 4, Proverbs chapter 28.
Proverbs chapter 28, verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked.
They that forsake the law praise the wicked. What did we do with the law? What did us as a people do with the law? We believed in Christianity's teaching that the law is done away with. That there is no law. Which doesn't make any sense. How is the law done away with? You don't murder somebody. You don't steal. In the 70s and the 80s, you wasn't cool with the homosexuality. Where does that come from? That comes from the law. But they that forsake the law praise the wicked. So now, because we don't have the law, now we don't follow a king. Because a king is going to what? Stand on a law. That's Yahweh Shai Mashiach. He's the lawbearer. It says the scepter. He holds the scepter. He shall rule with a rod of iron. What is that? That's the law. That's the law, man. What do we think? How do we think this is supposed to be ran? And that's systematic racism. That's white supremacy. To take us away from the true essence of the Bible. They totally took us away from it and made us believe in a Christianity that they don't believe in. White Christians don't believe in the same thing that black Christians believe in. Black Christians believe in love. We believe in like this la fairy tale stuff. We believe in this spooky stuff. White Christians are breaking into the Capitol building. White Christians are waving the American flag saying these colors don't run. White Christians are joining the military. White Christians are joining the police forces, beating you up in the street. White Christians are buying guns and ammunition. Black Christians are floating on clouds. That's white supremacy. That was a trick, a manipulative tactic to destroy you, to get you to believe in this nonsense that's not in the Bible. Because the Bible is about confrontation. So when you forsake the law, you praise the wicked. So all of our leaders, all the people that we praise and we admire and hold to, I showed it yesterday. We voted Barack Obama in office. We loved and praised him. He's in Africa right now, building up the NBA in Africa. Where did Barack Obama start his political career? Where did his life really begin? In Chicago. You mean to tell me you can't go to Chicago and invest in Chicago? You mean to tell me you can't go back to D.C. and invest in D.C.? You mean to tell me you can't go to these hoods and go, I got to invest here, man. We need to invest here. NBA, NFL, since y'all proliferated and made so much money off of black people, y'all got to give the money back now. Now you have to put it back into these communities. Nah, he went back home to his people. He said the African youth need this. The African youth, they know who the hell they are at least. Mutombo over there know who he is. He knows his tribe. He knows his language. He follows his gods. He follows his culture, his identity, his laws, his rules, his customs. Go ahead, quick.
So the sad part about it is what's going to end up happening is we're going to be pushed out of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same way that we see with the movies and stuff.
We already are.
The Journey. Look,
we already are. Harriet Tubman.
Now.
We already are. We already are. You had a few brothers and sisters who brought it out, and I'm glad they did. It's a couple of brothers and sisters who was like, yo, why is all these Africans getting our roles? You had, and it started right after Black Panther. Because after Black Panther, you had some black people was like, yo, nah, this is a little, how come he? And then they watched it and it was like, dang, how they did Killmonger. And Killmonger was an actual, like, in Oakland, California, where the Black Panther Party started. So it was like, wait a minute. Then you had Harriet Tubman. Oh, my goodness. That's played by a Hamite.
Martin Luther King or something like that.
Yeah, Martin Luther King was played by a Hamite. 12 Years a Slave, played by a Hamite. All these actors are Hamitic people, or African people, playing us. Why can't we? Why don't we get our own roles? But they've been pushing this out. Barack Obama was pushing this out with this whole thing. Because he got into office and did what? LGBTQ. He bailed out Wall Street. He bailed out the Fortune 500 companies. The first group he gave to starts with a letter A. What was that? What was that? The financial group. Start with the letter A. Not Apex. I know Exxon, Enron. He gave Enron a whole lot of money. It was another group. Like his first day in office, he just like, here's $100 billion and raised them up. All right? All right, go back to it. But we forsake the law and praise the wicked. Okay? But this is, keep going.
Slightly. But such as keep the law, contend with them.
Do what?
Contend with them.
Do what?
Contend with them.
Oh my goodness. So if you believe in the law, what are you supposed to do?
Contend with them.
What is contend? Oh, weird. Go ahead, say it louder.
It's like a battle.
Yeah, it's a fight. to fight. You fight with them. Well, who's the them?
Like those that don't keep the law.
Yeah. And who else? In the scripture. They that forsake the law praise the wicked. We contend with the wicked. I'm telling you, man, it's only us. It's only the ISUPK. It's only the ISUPK. I've seen rappers sit down with Farrakhan and love Farrakhan. And Farrakhan don't say nothing to him. He don't do no checking. TD Jakes. He have all the athletes and sports stars under him. Nobody checks these people. Nobody corrects them and says, yo, this is wrong. That is wrong. You're not supposed to do this or do that. What you did here was wrong. Are you aware of that? Okay, you got to change your life. Nobody really does that. Nobody cares except the ISUPK because we contend with them. Keep going. Read right through it.
Evil men understand not judgment,
Mm-hmm.
but they seek the Lord, understanding all things.
But they that.
It's like, but they that seek the Lord understand all things.
Keep going.
Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich.
Right. Okay. I'm going to do 5 and 6 later. Okay. Probably next week. Or maybe this weekend. Go to verse 7.
Okay. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son.
Whoso what?
Keepeth the law is a wise son.
What does it mean to be a wise son? Whosoever keepeth the law is a wise son. What does that mean to be a wise son? Matter of fact, keep reading because it's going to break it down.
But he that is a companion of righteous men,
No.
riotous men, shameth his father.
That's right. So you got the son who is wise, and you got the son who keeps a companion of riotous men. Okay, what are riotous men?
Like,
Go ahead.
is that saying like those that rebel?
Yeah. But riotous is specific to its word because
Public disorder. The definition says marked by or involving public disorder.
right. But okay, you want to look at it more so in the context of the Bible.
Characterized by
You get what I'm saying? Like we are a public disorder. ISUPK is a public disorder.
okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Riotous men is like gangs. You feel what I'm saying? Riotous men is the cats that just want to get high and smoke weed and smash holes and be with harlots. That's riotous men who get drunk and high all the damn time. Okay? But he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. All right? Okay? It is a public disturbance and all that. You're right. I'm just saying for the context of if we speaking, they might say we public disturbance too. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So it's like this is just saying righteous as in pertaining to law. So instead of saying being decent and control of oneself, saying one desires, I'm saying you're just out here, take your clothes off, you know what I'm saying, throwing up dollars in the strip clubs and whatnot. Righteous behavior.
Right. Exactly.
Disorder.
Exactly. And the reason I was saying you're still right is because those two will connect eventually. You know, like when we got stopped by the cop. They like the ISUPK, or when we heard from Frank Fowler that time. Chief Frank Fowler, like, yo, I like when y'all down there, man. The drug sales go down, the crime go down, right? Okay. But I was just saying, stay in the context of biblical, of just speaking to us as a people so that we can just get it. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you say to Jake, yo, don't be a public disturbance. Y'all niggas is public disturbances. Y'all go downtown and be speaking loud on the microphone. You feel what I'm saying? Compared to just go ahead and break it all the way down. Riotous men. Like that mindset that we know and familiar with. Like what do we do when we join the local clique, the local gang right here? When we jump on the block and start being down with everybody on the block. We start taking in that mentality or that lifestyle. Go ahead.
It's like I was just going to say, like, wouldn't it be still more so like focused on the spirit as well too, though? Because you know what I'm saying, there's a different riot. Just like, look, we're disturbing the peace of our oppressor, of course, versus you know.
Yeah. That's why I was saying that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's why I was saying that. And sisters, don't think that you're not under that same umbrella. Because black women go out and are riotous. Okay? Black women go out and are riotous. It's this wicked spirit with our sisters, yo. It really is. It's crazy. I don't want all the talking.
But would it be like the way women?
I strongly believe.
Go ahead,
Would it be like the way like women be like, oh, don't step to me unless you can, fly me out. Don't be in my inbox. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Fly me out type.
No,
shit.
I
Pay
don't.
my bills.
Nah, I'm not riotous like that. Riotous like black women. Black women have adopted the feminist movement so much that the lesbian spirit is on them. Okay, like that feminist movement from the 70s and the 80s, and it carried on, and they manipulated black women and infiltrated the mind of black women to where black women are independent. Now black women go out in groups. Black women have been going out in groups to clubs, but it's like they're attracting to each other. They're seeing who can be more vile and wicked amongst each other. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to show you the clip right here.
Oh, okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Riotous. Like, okay, if we go out and we riotous as men, we fighting people, we just looking for somebody to fight. You get what I remember, like, I used to be with somebody and I used to be mad, like, yo, why is you like this? Like, I'm like, I'm not going out with this person no more. He goes to the club. This cat goes to the club just to fight.
Yeah.
You know them cats. You be in the club, y'all be shoulder to shoulder with each other. You looking at the females, you listening to the music, you like, yeah. Hey, what up? What up? I ain't seen money in a minute. What's up? And then this cat you just feeling him like, damn, what's wrong? Yeah, that nigga. Yeah, I remember that. But remember second grade? Fuck with that nigga right there. And the whole night, he just like this. And I'm just like, dang, yo. You just 3 hours of hate just brewing inside of you, and we in here living like, but if he's like that, what happened? What happened? Remember when we used to go out? It's like, yo, if something pop off with you, it's popping off with me, right? And you with five cats, and it's like, oh, you know this cat about to pop something off. So it's just like, that's the company of the rioters. Instead of, yo, go out, stop. Don't chill, man. We not doing that. We not going to go in here and do that, man. Relax. What is the point? But you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that and the world, and when y'all was on one accord, because if one cat took a swing, we all in it. We all going out. That's a riotous company. Nobody has any reasoning. Nobody's talking. Nobody's doing anything like that. Women have that same spirit. They do it physically to fighting, but it's a sexual thing too. Let me see if I can. Up. And this thing is getting to me, and it's like weird. I just be like, yo, our sisters just lesbians though. Like it's like real weird, like a lesbian vibe, like a straight gay vibe. This happened last week. This was like Thursday or Friday of last week. This is just a regular restaurant. I don't even think the restaurant is playing the music. I think somebody played it on their phone.
TikTok.
No, a Edomite woman was just recording it like a Karen, just upset. But yeah, she's not in the room. She's trying to eat dinner with her family. It's broad daylight in a regular restaurant. So the other sister doesn't come to her and says, sit down. That's because we hate the law. Men love getting drunk and hoes. Women love whoredom and getting drunk and high. They love the attention. It's to impress another hoe. It's to impress another sodomite. It's to impress another criminal, another murderer. Like, it's not even... I once had somebody tell me, oh, that's because they're sexual and they're trying to mate with... They don't care about no men. They're not trying to get a man. The other sister didn't come up to her and be like, yo, sit down. It's because we forsake the law. Yo, it's crazy. Mama, yeah. So she shake her ass. Now she gotta shake her ass. What you think the sister on the other side of the table gonna do? Is she gonna be the voice of reason, or is she gonna start shaking her ass?
You hear that music, you just gotta do it.
So I don't think this is.
And I'm tired. I want to get back on camera to say this before we end the class. Don't say you can't be called a bitch. The nigga in the song says, bitch, back that ass up. I have sex with you like a dog. In the song that you twerking to. You let white supremacy control your mind. That's systematic racism. That you think you fighting against. You think you fighting against systematic racism. You think you joining the Democratic Party to vote for black rights. You hate black people. You hate black people if you twerking like this. Not only do you hate yourself, but you hate black people. And you should be called a bitch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think I struck a nerve. You can't call women bitches. That's so wrong. You shaking your ass to a man that's saying, bitch, bitch, bitch in the song. Read verse 7 one more time. No, jump down to he shameth his father. We shame the Most High, man. We shame our fathers. We shame our fathers. You think Little Nas X is approved by his father? His father just so happy? His ancestors are happy? What about all his ancestors that was raped? They just happy, right? You shame your fathers, and you shame the Father, the Most High. Drop down to verse 9.
So again, Proverbs chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination.
Read it one more time, man.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
That's crazy, man. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's why black people ain't fixed. That's why black people not fixed. That's it right there. We can't even pray to the Most High. We turn our ear away from the law, and then we want to pray. Why God got us in this predicament? Why we here? Why we enslaved? Why we in the bottom? Why we so destroyed? Why black people can't get along? Like we said, why black people the one that's doing all the hurt to us? Why should I be with a black woman? Why should I be with a black man? Why should I do this with black people? It's because we turn our ears away from the law. All right, and with that, we turn the class over to Priest and Officer 5-1 ball. We can just go ahead and do it. I'll put the screen up.
Where Isupk started at 1 West Isupk Syracuse security announcement. Where Isupk started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the leadership of Commander Johnny Hanna. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shut themselves to the world. They need transportation, teaching, or arrangement. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. It's like brother and sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to you, gives to the it's like give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund for you off for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, September 6th, the memorial blowing of trumpet, which is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Make sure you check out our website, www.isupk.com. With that being said, Akimakwath, the cookout, which is the 20th, August 20th, down in New York City. 21st. The 21st, down in New York City. So check out our website to get information about that as well. Anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, I'll encourage students to the teacher. But if Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yashar Barakatah. So I will encourage students and sisters, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatah by Hashem Yashar, Yazakatah, last dismissed.